vegans and the vegan. Breakfast time with fruit and nuts. The more nuts, the longer the breakfast keeps until I have to eat again. And also the more fiber, especially mango. That's the main fruit today. I have one or two main fruit, one fruit or a pairing or so. That's a base, oftentimes it's a mango. Got a beautiful mango today. It's nice, I peeled it and cut the flesh from the pit into small pieces. The bite size, that's fruit salad work, is you have to do that all. These kind of cutting, that's a lot of work. But it's nice, I like to work with fruit. And the other fruit is I wanted to try apple today with a mango. I don't know if I tried that. Just this pairing, interesting. I guess it might be nice. The mango has a peppery sweetness, the apple has a perfect sweet and sour balance and a certain crunch. Mango is rather soft. It depends on how ripe it is. This is nicely soft, it's nice. The apple is more crunchy usually. So that is a nice contrast, and I add some extra nuts to have more nutrition. And there's some cashews. I wondered what kind of nuts I could add to this. I have these cashew nuts and I love cashews. So let's try with cashews today. I also thought apples and cashews might be nice. Cashews, for example, are also an apple, and they grow outside of an apple, the cashew apple, and so we don't know that so much. But so I was a little bit intrigued by the idea to add also apples and cashews together. Let's see. So mango, apple, cashew it is, and then I make a nice dressing. Oops, my blender didn't prepare, so it's clean already. I put some bananas into the blender. That is a nice base for many dressings here. Banana is a perfect canvas to paint a dressing on, so to say. And it's a lemony cashew cream. That's one of my favorite dressings here. I like it a lot. And that's a half cup or a handful of cashews and a lemon here and the zest of a lemon. See, the zest and some dates to balance the sourness. It's a very nice dressing, and what this dressing does, and I tasted that already, and that the dressing, the lemony flavor, and the creaminess of the cashews, and so they enhance the flavor of the other ingredients. That's one thing a good dressing can do. It can bring more taste of the other ingredients, make them highlight them, and this dressing does it. Yeah, that's very nice. It's neutral with this lemony sweet sour flavor. I put a half cup of water to begin. I can always add later. I have to see how much liquid I need for this fruit salad. I will see that later. Blender dance. I let quickly check. Well, texture looks nice. Yeah, maybe a little bit more water. I'll see that later. Lemony flavor is amazing. Yeah, maybe a little bit more water. Tiny little bit. I can sit for a moment. It will soak the cashews. And second blending make it really perfectly creamy. And that's why now I put the main ingredients together. It's the mango. Show once again. You see that's the main part. It's almost 2 cups. This is a little bit more than 1 cup. So this is the main part. A little bit apple to make it more interesting to have this combination. The measurements are always pretty easy when I have a small number of ingredients and the cashews. I have a small number of ingredients, like 2 or 3, minimum I have 3, then it's pretty easy to understand what kind of, how much I need from everything. It's pretty obvious, yeah? Usually. And here in this case, I never made this salad before, and I don't know if apple works with a mango. And when you make a new recipe every day, that means that I have a certain understanding of what I'm doing here. I know all the ingredients. I don't know exactly if the apple goes to in fruit salad goes nicely together with the mango. That's something I have to find out. So there's a little risk, but it is easy because tomorrow, if that doesn't work, I change one part of this recipe and it works. I know exactly what to do then. There was a little bit, too little of this and that. Oh yeah, I can fix that now. That's the good story. I'm making every day a new recipe. I learn so much every day in a very systematic way. I learn very simple things, but what I learn, I get that and I can take it to the next recipe to learn, to keep that knowledge. So this is my fruit salad. You see, it looks nice, right? It's a beautiful, visual effect, so to say. One more blending and then I see if it fits. Should be nice and creamy now. Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, yes, almost. Let's see. Yeah, we can taste it. The second blending has a very different texture. The first time blending, some pieces of the cashew, tiny pieces remain, and then they soak. And the second blending makes it completely creamy. It's a big difference. Yeah. Now I show you what it looks like. This will be a nutritious breakfast. Yeah. I have a cup of nuts in here also, and that is really filling. And you know, beautiful color, right? You know, the nuts, oftentimes people believe nuts have a lot of fat, calories, and that's why you shouldn't eat too much, because they make you fat. And that's actually not true. That's what everybody believed that. And then they made these studies to find out more about nuts. And they found actually you can eat as many nuts as you want. You can't get fat if the nuts are raw. Not oiled and salted. So nuts are a super healthy food and you can't get fat by them. You can eat as many as you want, basically. That's what they found. You rather lose weight. And they didn't know why that was. And they found they have two attempts to explain it. And one is that the nuts, the raw nuts, they have something that makes the cells of our body burn more fat, burn more energy. They don't burn fat, they burn sugar. They burn more sugar. So that they burn more energy than they get from the nuts. So you rather lose weight. And then all these wonderful health benefits of the nuts come to bear. So nuts are a wonderful food, and I always put them in our breakfast. Not always, but most of the time. They make for breakfast a little bit heavier, but that is super cool. If you don't have something with a digestion, or you don't feel right, or so you don't eat too heavy, you want to only have a light meal, and you only eat fruit maybe. But when you are okay, nuts are perfect, and a little bit more expensive, of course. Nuts is a food, a plant food that is most expensive because they put so much water into it and they produce the nuts. That's the part that is a little bit tricky, because you can't easily afford all the nuts. So that's why I don't eat that many nuts, because they're just too expensive. But the food is perfect. Same with fruit. Fruit is perfect food, but it is very expensive as compared to potatoes or these kind of things. Vegetables usually very inexpensive as compared to these colorful, radiant fruit. Economy is also part of our equation. We can't eat only the most expensive food. You can afford that, right? So all these things have to be considered for breakfast with fruit and nuts. I can't imagine anything better. So many ways. Cereals also, that the seeds can you put in. But you look at that, beautiful. Isn't that nice? Yeah. And for the nuts, I get them in bulk. I have a company where I am a member, and I get it for the wholesale price. I get, yeah, when they get them from the great markets, yeah, and they ship them to the shops. I get the price from the big market. Small amount goes into keeping the store, and so I'm just a member. I have to just pay a little fee, but with a small amount of money, I get much more back from the inexpensive food I can get. It's even more inexpensive than in a supermarket oftentimes. You have to look a little bit what kind of food, but I highly recommend this. It's a great system, and I can get high quality food for a little price, especially with nuts. Helps me a lot. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. If you like my videos, subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. Have another recipe every single day, and find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.